The UK has led the way out of lockdown, arguably. Parts of China now find themselves stuck behind the locked doors again due to the Chinese Communist Party's response to COVID-19. Shanghai, the busiest port in the world, has shut down, and containers are beginning to pile up. Interestingly, there's been rare signs of public protest, and panic buying has been seen taking place. Well, joining me to discuss what these signs of unrest mean for China and the impact of the closure of Shanghai, that impact that it'll have on global supply chains even. The director of the University of Oxford's China Centre, Professor Rana Mitter, is here. Welcome to the programme. I suppose it is extraordinary to so many of us, where COVID seems like something that is receding into the past. The fact that the people of China are being plunged back into lockdown, indefinite lockdowns as they're being described in some cases. How does China end up in this situation?
Well, Tom, you're right that this is being noticed actually in China itself. One of the memes that's going around on social media is that the current year is not 2022, but in a pun between Chinese and English, they say it's 2020, TOO. In other words, back to 2020 when the world was in lockdown. But the answer is really that the Chinese Communist Party took a decision very early on in the pandemic in February, March of 2020, that they would go for what they call a zero COVID policy. In other words, that no case of COVID could be allowed to basically spread or in any way grow in the wider population. People had to be sent to hospital, isolated, and essentially shut down. And for about a year or so, in some ways, it worked very well. Even though statistics are clearly, how can one put it, put together in a way that's approved by the state, it is clear when one talks to friends in China that the death rate has been very, very low compared to many other countries. But the problem is that the exit strategy is now very unclear. It appears to be basically mostly now about doubling and tripling down on the existing strategy, and social media in China shows that people are getting increasingly concerned that it may never end.